Hello, I think, yeah. So we'll start. We'll, we'll start with venture capital. So, what is the meaning of venture capital? Venture capital means investment vehicle that manages funds of investors seeking to invest in startup firms with exceptional growth potential. Venture capitalists generally are finance new and rapidly growing companies, purchase equity securities, assist in development of new products, add value to company through active participation. And the characteristics are minimum period should be 3 years, but maximum is 10 years. Minimum 3, maximum 10. Uh, Minimum 3, maximum 10. No, minimum 3, maximum 10. Okay, okay, okay. Next is we'll talk about mm, less liquidity venture capital sets and high risk. Our principal high risk advantages are injects long-term equity finance, venture capitalist business partner sharing both risk and rewards, able to provide practical advice and assistance to company, has a network of contacts that add value to company, capable of providing additional rounds of funding, are experienced in preparing company for initial public offering. They can also facilitate trade sale. So, what are the stages of venture capital funding? Venture capital funding passes through various stages. For venture capitalists, while risk is different in each stage of financing, so there is perception and activity to be financed. Indicative risk matrix of each stage of funding for venture capital financing is given below. Stage one is seed money, 7 to 10 years. The risk is extreme. For supporting an idea involves low level of financing. Startup is 5 to 9 years, very high for initializing prototype operations or developing products and its marketing. And then it is 3 to 7, high for starting commercial production and marketing. 3 to 5 for growing working capital need through the company is not earning, though the company is not earning profit. Third round is 1 to 3, medium, for market expansion and product development for profit-making company. Fourth round for facilitating public issue, bridge financing. Seed money, lock-in period is 10 years. S, S for 7. Start, yes, is equal to 5. Start. First round, first one, this is 2, 3, 4. So S is for seed, S for 7, S is for start, this is for 5. One is for first round, 2, 2 minus 3. Second round, just 3 minus 5. Third round, 3 is there. Fourth round, 1 plus 3, 4. So venture capital investment process. One is deal or origination, screening, due diligence, deal structuring. Deal origination. VC operates directly through intermediaries, and then company would give a detailed business plan, financial plan, would give a detailed business plan and exit route. Just a minute. What is this? First. Okay, and then screening. Once deal is sourced, it is sent for screening to senior level people. Once the screening happens, it would select the company for further processing. Due diligence. Once decision is taken to proceed further, BC verify the veracity of documents taken using external bodies consultants. Deal structuring. Once case passes through due diligence, deal is structured in such a way that both parties win. In many cases, convertible structure is used to ensure that promoter retains the right to buy back the share. To facilitate exit, VC may put a condition that promoter must sell a part of his stake along with VC. Such clause is called tag along tag along clause. So post investment activity, VC nominates his nominee in the board of company. So what is exit plan? At the time of investing, VC would ask the promoter to spell out exit plan in detail. Exit happens in two ways: sell to third party, IPO or private placement, and promoter. Second is promoter would give back commitment at a pre-agreed date. Generally, IRR is 18 to 25%. 18 to 25% IRR. So, what is the structure of venture capital fund in India? Three types of fund structure exist for domestic and two for offshore funds as follows. Domestic funds, one which raises funds domestically, are structured as domestic vehicle for pooling of funds from investor, separate investment advisor that carries duties of asset manager. Offshore funds, investment vehicle, makes investment directly into Indian companies. Assets are managed by offshore manager. Unified structure, when domestic investors are also expected to participate in the fund, unified structure is used. Overseas investors pool their assets in offshore vehicles that invest in locally managed trusts. Thus, domestic investors directly contribute to the trust. So, why India became sustainably environment for startups in to thrive in? Pool of talent, cost-effective workforce, increasing use of internet, technology, variety of funding options available. Succession planning in business, meaning of succession planning. Succession planning is a process of identifying critical positions within organizations and developing action plans. This ensures that the right people are available for right jobs. It is a good way for companies to ensure that businesses are fully prepared to promote and not just those who are at management or executive levels. Risk mitigation, clause removal, talent pipeline, conflict resolution, aligning. So business succession strategy, step one, evaluate key leadership positions, map competencies required for above positions, identify competencies of current workforce, bridge leader. Challenges in implementing succession planning are founder mindset might be different than the corporate mindset, premature for startups to implement business succession. Founders are the face of startups, and in his absence, succession planning can become difficult. Yeah, we are done with startup finance. Let's do this. Okay, what is startup conditions? Conditions for startup. So first is so what is the condition for startup? First is entity needs to satisfy following conditions. One is startup must be less than 10 years, up to 10 years, less than or equal to 10 years. The other is 100 crores, less than or equal to 100 crores. And then innovation, development, improvement of products or services, or if it is scalable business with high potential of employment generation, wealth creation. So and then it is not considered a startup if entity formed by, not considered as startup when entity is formed by splitting up or reconstruction of existing business and that is not startup. So, so that part is not startup. So, what are the innovative ways to finance a startup? So, non-bank financial sources are becoming popular to finance startups. Some of the innovative sources for funding a startup are as follows. One is personal finance. Personal finance is there, and then personal credit line, PPF, Public Provident Fund, is for crowd. Okay, with this, people purchase micro loans and give it to vendors. They'll purchase goods and give back to debtors. Okay, PPF is for crowd. What do? They take out loans, they give it to vendors. These people will purchase the assets and then they'll give back the loan to debtors, customers. So small financing is there, credit lines is there, family and friends, peer-to-peer lending, crowdfunding, micro loans, vendor financing, purchase order financing, factoring, accounts receivables. So meaning of pitch presentation. Pitch presentation is a short and brief presentation, not more than 20 minutes. This is not more than 20 minutes. Okay, this should not be more than 20 minutes. Explaining about prospects, the company, why they should invest. It provides quick overview of business plan and convincing investors to put money into business. It can be made in face-to-face or it can also be made online meeting. So pitch presentation is short and brief presentation, less than or equal to 20 minutes. Less than or equal to 20 minutes. And then they can be either face-to-face. They can be face-to-face. It provides quick overview of business plan and convincing investors to put money back into business. It can be face to face. It can be face to face meetings, short and brief, not more than 20 minutes. So, what are the methods for approaching pitch presentation? First is points to be kept in mind while preparing pitch are first is introduction. There has to be an introduction, and then there's introduce introduce what the startup is. First is you have to introduce what the startup is, and then you introduce your team, and then what is the problem, or what is the solution, what is the marketing and sales, what is the product projection, what is the competition, what is the business model, what is the financing. Okay, first is IT, IT problem, solution, solution to what? It is not clear. Let's just make the mnemonic here. It is IT problem, solution. Solution. Where do you find the solution? You find the solution in the market. Market. What do you find in the market? You'll find stones. Which stones? Milestones. Okay. After purchasing stones, you'll sell it to the competitors. They'll prepare a business model about financing. Introduction of startup. Behind the scenes should explain the problem. Solution. Market size must be communicated to investors. Promoter can brief investors about the growth and forecast future revenue. Projected financial statements can be presented like income statement, cash flow statement, balance sheet, etc. Competition, highlight how the products and services are different from their competitors. It denotes core aspect of business, including purpose, business process, customers, and okay. So first is IT problem. After problem, the solution. Where do you find solution? You find it in the market. Market, what do you find? The stones, milestones. What do you do with the stones? You sell it to the competitors. What do? They create a business model and they'll fund back financing. Introduction, introduction, team. This is problem. This is solution. This is marketing or sales. This is projection or milestones. Competitors, business model, and financing. Just a minute. So, startup. What is the meaning of unicorn? Unicorn has features of unicorn. First, it should be privately held startup. It should be privately held startup, and then valuation should reach at least $1 billion, and then emphasis is on the rarity of success of the startup. Other features are ideas, innovation, same as startup. Ideas, innovations, all those things. Decon, Decacon is a company which has attained valuation of more than US $10 billion. Decacon is more than $10 billion. First is it should be held startup, valuation US $1 billion. Emphasis is on the rarity of success of startup, and then it can lose the status of unicorn. If it goes below $1 billion, it wouldn't be unicorn. So meaning of pitch presentation. Pitch presentation is a short and brief presentation, not more than 20 minutes. Okay. Next is what is the meaning of bootstrapping? Bootstrapping. An individual is said to be bootstrapped when he attempts. An individual is said to be bootstrapped when he attempts to start a new business or company from personal finances or from the operating revenues of new company. Attempts to found and build a new company from personal finances or from the operating revenues of new company. So methods in which startup firm can be bootstrapped are trade credit, that is from suppliers, The other is factoring, and the other is leasing. Trade credit, factoring, and leasing. What are the ways to be bootstrapped? One is trade credit, factoring, and leasing. Trade credit, factoring, and leasing. Who are angel investors? They are investors who invest in small startups, entrepreneurs, family friends, one-time investment to help the business propel in difficulty early stages, provide more favorable terms compared to other lenders since they invest in entrepreneurs starting the business rather than the viability of business. Essentially, angel investors are opposite of venture capitalists. Angel investors are called informal investors, angel funders, private investors, and represent individuals, but the entity that actually provides the fund may be a company, business, maybe a company, business, trust, or investment fund. Right. So they are small startups, entrepreneurs, family friends, capital angel investors, one-time investment, and then provide more favorable terms compared to other lenders since they invest in entrepreneur and not the viability of the business. Essentially, angel investors are opposite of venture capitalists. Angel are also called informal investors. Angel funders, uh, private investors, seed investors, or business angels. Angel investors use their own money, unlike venture capitalists who take care of pooled funds. Angel investors represent individual but entity that actually provides the fund may be a company, business, trust, or though angel represent individuals but entity. Though, though angel investors represent individuals but entity that actually though angel investors represent individuals but entity that actually provides the fund may be a company, business, trust, or investment fund. Though angel investors represent individuals, but entity that provides the fund may be a company, trust, or yeah, correct. Angel investors may be a company or business trust or investment fund. Bootstrapping. So when it is funded by himself, his family, his friends. So what are the ways? One is trade credit, the other is factoring, the other is leasing. It is TFL. 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 What is the meaning of venture capital fund? Venture capital means investment vehicle that manages funds of investors seeking to invest in startup firms with exceptional growth potential. Means investment vehicle that manages funds of investors seeking to invest in startup firms with exceptional growth potential. So venture capital fund means investment. So venture capital fund means investment Vehicle that manages funds of investors seeking to invest in startup firms with exceptional growth potential. Venture capitalists generally finance new and rapidly growing companies, purchase equity securities, assist in development of new products, add value to company through active participation. Finance new, purchase equity, assist in development, and then add value. Venture capital funding is a unique way of financing startup. Basic characteristics of venture capital financing are as follows. Long time horizon. Long term horizon, minimum period of investment would be 3 years, maximum is 10 years. Lack of liquidity, less liquid, and then less liquid. Also, on the principle of high risk, invest in the form of equity as a company, injects long term equity finance. Business partner has a network of contracts capable of providing additional rounds. Experienced in preparing company for initial public offering, they can also facilitate trade sale. So, stages of venture capital funding are one, first is seed. First is seed. Second is start. Start is having five. Five. After is it is first round. It is three. Second is also three. Third is one. Fourth is one. This is extreme, medium, high, sufficiently high, medium, low. Venture capital investment process can be segregated into steps. One is you have to get the deal. Once deal, screen it, and then due diligence, and then deal structuring, deal origination to intermediaries. Company would give a detailed business plan, financial plan, and exit plan. All these aspects are covered in a discount, which is called investment memorandum. Screening. Once deal is sourced, it is sent for screening to senior level people. Once screening happens, it would select company for further processing. Due diligence. Once screening is sourced, once decision is taken to proceed further, PC verify the veracity of documents. Deal structuring. Once case process due diligence, deal is structured in such a way that the both parties win. In many cases, convertible structure is used to ensure the promoter retains the right to buy the buyback share. To facilitate exit, VC may put a condition that promoter must sell part of his stake along with the VC. Such clause is also called as tag along clause. The promoter must sell a part of his stake along with venture capitalist. Domestic funds, pooling of funds from the investor, separate investment advisor that carries duties of asset manager, choice of entity for pooling vehicle bonds between trust and company. Two common alternatives available to offshore investors are offshore structure. Investment vehicle makes investments directly into Indian companies. Assets are managed by offshore manager. Unified structure and domestic investors are also expected to participate in fund. Unified structure is used. Overseas investors pool their assets in offshore vehicles that invest in locally managed trust, whereas domestic investors directly contribute to the trust. Some of the major reasons are why India became sustainable environment for startups to thrive in. Why India became sustainable environment for startups to thrive in. One is pool of talent, the other is cost effective workforce, increasing use of internet, technology, and then variety of funding options available. Pool of talent, cost-effective workforce, increasing use of internet, technology, variety of funding options available. Succession planning in business. Succession planning in business is a process for identifying critical positions within organization and developing action plans. This ensures that the right people are available for the right jobs. It is good day for companies to ensure that businesses are fully prepared to promote and advance all companies. Risk mitigation, cost removal, talent pipeline, conflict resolution, aligning. Step 1, evaluate key leadership positions, map competencies, identify competencies of current workforce, bridge leader. Founder mindset might be different than corporate mindset. Premature for startups to implement business succession. Founders are space of startups, the absence of succession planning. PEPF, it goes to crowd. Crowd takes microfinance, give it to vendors, purchase or purchase order, give that back the money to receivables. Meaning of pitch presentation, short and brief, less than or equal to 20 minutes, and then it gives quick overview of business plan made in face-to-face meetings or online meetings. So startup must be for 10 years, less than or equal to 100 crores, innovation development. Splitting is not a startup. Methods for approaching pitches, IT, introduction, team introduction, problems, solutions, marketability, stones, milestones, competitor, business model, financing. Privately held, privately held startup. One is private and the other is $1 billion. Rarity of success of such startup. Innovations, consumer focus, high on technology. Angel investors are small investors, family, friends, more favorable. Credit lines are much better than uh, much better than venture capitalists. Angel investors are also called informal investors, angel funders, private investors. Angel investors use their own money, unlike venture capitalists who take care of pooled funds. And then though angel investors represent individuals, but entity that actually provides the fund may be a company, business trust, or investment fund. Bootstrapping own funds. So there are three things. One is trade credit, and then it is factoring. The other is leasing. Minimum period of investment would be 3 years, and maximum period can be 10 years. And then there should be less liquidity on equity venture capitalist gates. High risk equity participation. Advantages are it injects long-term equity finance, is able to provide practical advice, also has a network of contracts that can add value to company, are capable of providing additional rounds of funding. Venture capitalists are experienced in preparing company for initial public offering. They can also facilitate a trade sale. SS, first round, second round, third round. Extreme perception, very high. Fourth round is low. Third and fourth is seed. Third and fourth is same. Seed, seed, 7. Start is 5. And then it is first. 7, 2, minus 2 is 3. Second is also third. Third is 1. Fourth is 1. Seed is 7. And then 5. First is 3, 2, 3, 1, 1. Can be secret deal origination, screening, due diligence, deal structuring. Exit plan. Exit happens in two ways as follows. Sell to third party. Promoter would give back commitment at pre-agreed rate, which is 18 to 25%. Succession planning in business to practice law. risk mitigation, cost removal, talent pipeline, conflict resolution mechanism, aligning, evaluate key leadership positions, map competencies required for above positions, identify competencies, which leader, founder mindset might be different, key measure for start founder skills. Some reasons, pool of talent, the other is cost effective, and as pool of talent, cost effective workforce, increasing use of internet, technology, variety of funding options. Okay, investment vehicle makes investment directly into Indian companies. Assets are managed by offshore entities. Fine.
Take a break now. Then we shall resume. We'll resume at 10:05.